Wow, fancy seeing you guys here. Welcome into the DLLS Cowboys podcast, where we've got takeaways from rookie minicamp, and I got a little Recky Specky on the new seating chart. Little Recky Specky on Micah and Dak. Show starts. Meow. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Here celebrating Cinco de Mayo with you guys, which, of course, celebrates...
Joe.
Me.
Victory in the Battle of Puebla, of course. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. I'm back from death's doorstep, where I was residing for a couple of days. Excited to be back amongst the living. It's a great time, just in time for margaritas, because the way we celebrate victories in battle is by getting hammered. Shout out America.
You had it. Dan!
We got takeaways from rookie minicamp. We look forward to when the adults show up. And I got some Recky Specky on the new seating chart in the Cowboys locker room. All those things are coming at you. My name is Jeff. Seated next to former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Shout out to all the young ladies all across DFW who participated in
Flag
the
football.
girls' flag football this weekend.
To the ladies in the house,
man.
Shout out to the ladies in
Was
the
the greatest
house,
football player in the history of the world, Vanita Crouch there?
Oh, she's been there, but she wasn't there this weekend. But they have there is a quarterback. There is a young lady at Lincoln High School.
She's coming for V's job. She's coming for GOAT status.
She's about 6'1"
That's what I'm talking about.
and has a rocket.
That's what I'm talking about.
She
Joe Milton, baby.
She can throw that.
She need to be playing softball.
She can throw that football something serious.
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
talking about.
drop back TBT2.
Yeah.
You playing softball.
We can't say that word for the ladies.
If I'm a softball coach, I'm recruiting.
Maybe. Do they have
Why
softball?
can't women play football,
They
Clarence?
have, they have softball.
Also,
Lincoln?
they throw underarm in softball. That's how they
Do
pitch.
they have a national champion in football in college?
I don't know.
I'm
they-
trying to
I bet
get
they
her
do now.
I'm trying to get her a college scholarship.
I bet they're
okay?
about to.
I'm trying to get her a college scholarship.
I'm
What you
trying to get
do?
flag football big enough that they can get a scholarship in
Well,
that.
it ain't big, it ain't big enough right now.
Well, they are giving scholarships. We had
I
Texas
understand that, but University of Texas, Oklahoma, USC don't have that.
soon.
Soon.
Soon,
now,
MFR.
they don't have it right now.
Soon.
Next to Jesse
I'm trying to get her a full ride scholarship.
is a pretty okay beat writer for the Cowboys,
Wow.
Mr. Clarence Hill.
Club hop hop, where legends drop. Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in Club hop hop.
Next to him, the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe.
I think we should have switched up seats so that we could have them Recky Specky on our seating arrangements too.
Oh, that would have been good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, don't come up with a bit after we.
I came up late. I'm sorry.
Damn.
A little slow this Monday morning.
Well, it's like this because he's the quarterback and they're in bed together and we're the beat writers.
Whoa. Okay.
If by in bed together you mean both had the talent and ability to get to the NFL, one made it. Very quality receivers, tall, handsome.
Dak, CD, and the babies. No.
Wow.
Yeah. Third
The
down on the
cassettes.
end.
Justice for you, Jalen Tolbert.
What's
I'm
up?
Micah, damn it.
What's
I'm
up?
Micah. I got my own podcast.
What's up, Joe Milton?
I'm Micah.
What's up,
I'm
Joe
Micah.
Milton?
I got
What's
my
up,
own
Joe-
podcast.
I think Clarence is more Turpin.
No.
Like any show, boy, he might crush it.
He might.
Oh, you might be onto something.
But if
there.
you're
No.
looking for consistency,
That's a
I'm
good
dead.
point.
That's not
That's
true.
a good point. That's a good point. What's up? What's up, Turp Turp? What's up, Turp?
pop,
We're
turp,
the same
turp.
height.
Y'all are.
Yeah, same height. I'm a little taller actually. He's 5'7" and 5'8".
Yeah.
I want to start with just rookie minicamp takeaways because my Recky Specky needs room to breathe.
Okay,
you
that's
know.
fair.
So we got 10 minutes in this segment, 15 in the next one. My Recky Specky needs to breathe.
Breathe.
And so what I want is 2 scoops, if you could. 2 scoops. That's what I call it because we have 2 beat writers getting scoops and ice cream. You want to get 2 scoops. So I'm looking for 2 scoops of what we learned from Cowboys rookie mini camp?
Well, number one, since it's always about us and our agenda, Brian Schottenheimer pays attention to DLLS, and he wants to come on our air.
Come on, Shotty.
He said, I want to be on the podcast.
Come on, Shotty.
And the Cowboys PR. I said, no, you can't unring the bell. He said, in front of everybody else.
Ain't nothing but a show walk.
Then he said,
Ain't nothing but a show.
Come on, Shotty.
Then he said, we're going to wait for everything to slow down. So somewhere
There
between.
is nothing slower than right now.
Okay, but somewhere between the end of minicamp in June and the start of training camp, he wants to come on our show. That's breaking news. That serves you guys, people. Okay?
No raw dogging. I mean, no dogging. No dogging, Shotty. I'm going to call you out on it, my boy.
I think he might dog.
You think he might dog?
I think he might
We're
dog.
going to find out.
So I like that people say, what happened in minicamp? Who looked good? All this stuff. There used to be the underwear Olympics. Okay, back in the olden days, like I asked Shotty, they used to have pads in minicamp.
Yeah.
When Jesse was here and Dez was here, they used to have real practice. Out in the sun. I remember Dez losing his lunch.
Yeah.
Because they're on the banquet circuit, they're working out. They really they're not in football shape. And the worst, or not the worst, but this has been the lightest I've ever seen a Cowboys rookie minicamp. They had like 19 guys.
19.
Not a lot of football you can do with 19.
They couldn't do 11 on 11. They couldn't they couldn't play football. Seriously. No matter what, they played the girls' flag, okay?
Hey.
They might as well. They had the ACAs there, so the Friday was canceled because they couldn't be in the building
What's the
and they
ACA?
couldn't be on the field.
American Country Music Awards.
Let's go.
They're all set up at the Star.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't go in the Ford Center because of the rain, because they're setting it up, and the field is all had one of the fields is cut off, which is why the girls' flag football couldn't be at the Star.
Yeah, they had the ACA, and then they had the
Monster trucks?
no, they had the
I love monster trucks.
what we were trying to get. We were talking about it before, the RVs.
Yeah, all this all on the field.
It's all on the
Yeah.
field.
It's all on the
they're all out
field.
there.
For the that's where the
If I knew where I could park that
that's the
sucker.
RVs where all the stars wait until they go into the building. So they got all the special RVs. But the bottom line is they couldn't do anything. They had 19 guys. They couldn't do anything they wanted to because of the ACAs, but they couldn't do anything because they only had 19 guys.
Why didn't they just invite 60 people for a tryout that they weren't going to make the team
They
on?
didn't want. They had a room for them.
Oh,
And so really they just walked through, hey, this is what we do. We're going to get with the veterans on Monday, but this is how we practice. This is the drills we do. So learn these drills so when we go with the veterans on Monday, you won't be behind and won't be slowing up things. So it was kind of back to the Marinelli days. They want them to be hustled, run from drill to drill, don't know loafs. So it was high
what I'm talking
energy,
about.
High
but it was
That's what I'm talking about.
glorified walkthroughs.
Small little tidbit.
Yeah.
Just a day in the life of we talk about the distraction that could happen in the Cowboy sphere.
Yeah, there were tours.
Your football operations had to be altered because of the American Country
Yeah.
Music Awards.
Exactly.
Who won?
You knew this date was coming for you to have rookie minicamp.
Yeah.
Like the
And to
Chiefs
be
brought
in-
in 60 guys on a tryout
and
basis
to-
so that they could do football stuff.
And to be so when guys talk about that level of stuff, imagine trying to walk around the building and Carrie Underwood and whoever, all the other
Wait, it won't be Beyonce. I know that. Damn, the biggest star of country music wasn't invited. Okay, so they won't see her
They didn't invite Beyonce?
Beyonce's on tour right now anyway.
Oh.
She's on
because
Cowboy Carter tour.
they weren't trying to give her no award.
But but like just moving right along.
bet did she not
moving
win
right
an
along to Joe. That like when you said it, it just hit me, and out like seeing it all being around the star. You're like, this is the stuff that we always talk about.
One more thing before I hand it to Joe, and Joe has a lot of good stuff, glean tidbits and everything else. Talked to a lot of players. One reason why McCarthy, because of ACMs, had his minicamp the following week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 2 weeks after the draft, like the Chiefs, like a lot of teams have their minicamp 2 weeks after the draft. Bashadi, how he's changing things up, doing his own way, is moved it up a week to do it a week after the draft, and so happened to coincide with ACMs. But in the past,
still doesn't.
I understand, but in the past, it's 2 weeks later. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see a lot from like a football perspective. One thing that we did see a little bit was Shavon Revel finally kind of on the field, and we were kind of able to see what he was able to do. He was in stretching, and he was actually moving around pretty well. He wasn't. I mean, like we didn't see him on the do drills. Why are you making that face? I was getting to the point that he didn't participate in drills, but he's going to eventually. I think right now the fact that he's running and moving is significant. That's where he's supposed to be right now. Why are you making that face?
I just wanted did you know him?
Oh,
Beyonce didn't get nominated for a single thing?
Oh my God.
We never let nothing go.
You know we don't let that go.
We don't let anything go on this show.
Because Shotty said,
You know what I love? Hold on. You know what I love about you? You know what I love about you,
I love
Clarence?
you, though.
No, you know what I love about you?
I love you, though.
Hey, hey, I'm gonna get to Joe here in a second after I intervene for the 14th time. Oh wait, he's got some good stuff. Oh, but hold up, the one thing he says.
Get him, Joe.
But you do have good stuff.
Get him,
And
Joe.
I was waiting for you to get to the good stuff because saying
You can't-
we didn't
if you're
see
gonna cut me
nothing.
off, I
You
can't
said-
get to the good
you
stuff.
said we didn't see nothing, but we saw an injured guy doing rehab.
Because
You still ain't
we were
seeing
able to
nothing.
see him actually
We
move
still ain't
around.
seen nothing.
We were able to see him move around.
Go ahead, Joe.
We were able to see him move around, which I thought was significant because he's coming back from a torn ACL, and you're trying to figure out when guys are coming back from a torn ACL, where exactly are they on their recovery? And I thought the fact that he was actually cutting a little bit, which was kind of interesting on certain things, and he was moving around, that was more than him just standing on the sideline doing absolutely nothing.
And I don't mean to cut you off. But
Oh my
this
gosh.
is funny. Tell the people how you got in trouble on the internet.
I didn't even get in trouble on the internet. You're the one making a troll out of that
You
thing.
got in trouble on the internet?
So
I didn't make you.
You
already
trolled.
took-
You shared it to troll it.
After
You are
said it,
so petty.
After you said people are already doing it, so you told me people
I shouldn't have
doing
said
it.
Joe was the best, huh?
This is one. I took a
Clarence.
photo of Shavon Revel
Yeah.
because he's, standing with his arms like this.
High booty, remember? Long.
And I said,
his legs are too long for
and I said
for his
Shavon
height.
Revel's length is apparent.
Yep.
That was the photo.
You said,
Okay.
and you said, what do you notice?
I said Shavon Revel's length is apparent. That's literally what I
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
So people on the internet.
People thought I was like, they're like, now you're checking out dudes. That's a creepy way to. And I was like, it's literally a scouting term.
Yeah, it's a football
So,
term.
people on the internet.
Mm.
Twitter was killing them, talking about he was checking them out. It was funny, and I
Petty.
added to the trolling.
Twitter needs to grow up a little bit.
I agree
Really?
completely.
You know, they need to grow up a
Anyways,
little bit.
God, your energy today is wild. It must be all this new energy drink you got going.
You have
here.
a spirit about you today.
But the one thing too, I thought a big takeaway too was kind of one of the things that Schottenheimer, I think, is, as we've heard him talk over and over again, there's always things where it's like, hey, people talk, right? Like, hey, you talk about culture, you talk about all this stuff, and ultimately it does not matter when we get on the field. You're going to be defined by your wins and losses. But I do think there's an intentionality, and that's the word he used, with what he's saying and what he's doing, right? He talks about culture and team stuff like that. So what does he do? He drafts a bunch of captains. He signs undrafted free agents that were captains. Zion Childress, safety from Kentucky, was a 2-time captain there. He does all these things. And then for the first time, we saw new signage up inside the Star. And I thought that was noticeable.
Did it say fight?
Huh?
Did it say fight?
No, it didn't say fight. And it didn't say Carpe Omnia.
Oh.
It said the one that hangs over the walkway between the locker room to the cafeteria, which is usually the main big sign thing. That was from McCarthy's themes. His now says, our team, with a capital T, will be driven by our competitive spirits and love for one another. So ultimately, these are words. They could be without action, but I think he's really trying to put things into action. We talked with Tyler Neville, who's got an incredible story too from Virginia and Harvard. But one thing that Tyler Neville talked about was the first thing that they did when they kind of got together as a team was they said, hey, we're going to pair you off and you're just going to go talk with a guy for 10 minutes, like 10 or so minutes. Well, I want you to get to know someone beyond more than just, hey, what's up, dude? We're now teammates. So I think that like
They
these
pair
little,
up people who might get cut with people who might get cut.
I mean,
I hope.
it was Zion Childress with Tyler Neville, undrafted free agent with undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
So potentially, but
Yeah.
I think like, yeah, these are things that you can kind of chalk up as potentially cheesy or as potentially irrelevant. But I do think that Schottenheimer, it's noticeable that he's making intent to emphasize these certain things.
And one thing that Tyler Neville, right?
Tyler Neville,
Harvard.
Clarence ain't gonna learn
Harvard to
that, dude.
Virginia to
Virginia.
the Cowboys.
Clarence
Explosive
ain't-
athlete, right?
He said he's an explosive athlete,
Okay.
which is up for debate. But
One thing that he said
Let me
that to
check.
piggyback on that was he said he had offers to go to other teams, but he had offers to go to other teams.
yeah, he had
But he
interest.
said, this is a culture program. I came here because it's a culture program. It's all about culture.
Same reason he said he transferred to Virginia. He liked their culture there
Yeah,
too.
so-
So like,
It's a culture program.
so
Tyler Neville, not a bad athlete for a tight end.
Yeah,
Above
so-
average.
He says a
See?
culture. One other thing, and I know we're getting ready to go up on a break. They have a ping pong table
they do have a ping pong
That
table
in the
changes
now.
middle of the
things.
locker room.
That changes things.
Ping pong, baby. In the middle of
It's
the
table
locker room.
tennis these days. Yeah.
Table tennis,
Yeah, yeah,
ping
yeah.
pong.
It's very competitive.
You know, they used to have that the game where they throw the in the laundry chutes and you
Yeah,
play back
Trash can.
trash can basketball.
Yeah.
The nastiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's Mercer all in that stuff. And they're like,
In
Mercer.
trash can?
It's the laundry chutes, whatever. You don't know about the Mercer breaks out across the NFL and locker room? Yeah, it's just happened. What I'm saying is they're taking this stuff and they're shooting, they're like passing. I'm like, I'm not picking up that ball and playing with you guys. Anyway, ping pong.
That is nasty.
It is nasty.
It is nasty. Do you think this Shavon Revel, a 3rd round pick, who a lot of people thought would get picked earlier, I just wonder, where does he make it onto the Clarence scale? Because y'all going to notice on this show.
Thank you.
Clarence believes there are 8 to 10 players on the Cowboys.
That's not true.
And
That
Joe
is true.
handles the other
Not
43 plus.
That's not true.
And I just wanted to see, does Shavon Revel make it onto the Clarence scale, or does he have to? He's not there
not
yet.
yet.
You know who's gonna make it on there?
Who?
Donald E, baby.
Oh, my God.
Donovan. He was throwing up the hooks. That's my dog.
Both
man.
him and
He's
Newey.
the dog.
Both him and Newey are wearing their frat stuff in the locker room. And the first thing.
First of all, time out.
Oh, my, here we go.
I wear my
Kissing
stuff all the
ass.
time. Don't do that.
Say his last
Don't
name.
But
do
they were
that.
like, oh, hey, Donovan,
Ezeiruaku,
my
I
guy.
got it.
You're
I
like,
got it.
Donovan, I got it now.
I got it. Ezeiruaku, don't do me. Okay.
Donovan, we haven't talked for 20 minutes, but I know you, okay?
I do.
I know you.
Coming
No.
up next, I got some Recky Specky on 2 of Clarence's guys. We got a new seating chart. I'm going full Recky Specky next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
And there's no need for you to have to go Recky Specky when you're looking for new flooring.
Nice.
All you got to do is call our friends at EmpireToday.com. Okay? They're going to have experts that are going to take you by the hand and walk you through this process. And now, they have options. Okay? Options are always good. They got laminate, they got vinyl, they got carpet, if that's what you're into, right? If you want a carpet, but our favorite,
Wood.
it's a wood.
Would like
Wood.
the wood.
We like the wood.
Wood.
We like to get down on the wood.
Real
But that's-
thugs get down on the wood.
They do. And if anything that you can think of when it comes to flooring, I'm sure the experts over at EmpireToday.com can get you right. All you got to do is head on over there, and they're going to save you some money. $350 off. Just use the promo code DLLS, and you can save some money on new flooring. It's the springtime. Mother's Day is around the corner. Father's Day is around the corner. Get a gift for those parental units. Head over to EmpireToday.com, use the promo code DLLS, and get you some new flooring and save $350.
Turn around and put that $350 you saved right into that sleeper app, baby. That's where we get to cooking. Say to yourself, yeah, I think Rantanen might have more than 2.5 points here in this 3rd period.
I like it.
I think that might happen. I think the Stars might win more than 3.5 games in this series against Colorado. Basically,
go.
you get Stars to a Game 7 with DeBoer on the
9-0.
bench.
9-0.
Well, you might as go. You just go ahead and say more than on every Stars pick on the sleep. And that's what you on Sleeper app. All you got to do is you're making picks on which players you think are going to have more or less than their projected stats in a given game. You combine a bunch of those picks, and bang, suddenly the return gets bigger. You can combine all the way up to 100 times your money with the more picks that you combine. And you use the promo code when new users download the Sleeper app. DLLS Boys, you get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today.
Can I intervene with just a little bit of some news?
You may intervene with some news.
Damn,
Yep.
TC.
You may intervene with some news.
Our friend.
Got to do the sleeper.
Oh, well, actually, you
Oh,
can't. You know
not
what?
yet,
Matter
not
of
yet.
fact,
Can you
no,
not?
you
well,
can't.
TC, why don't you say that more clearly?
Check out our.
Can you-
He
He
thought,
said
no, he thought you were just trolling.
He said no.
The ad is over.
Can you let them finish?
We have a segment, though.
We got to hit the sleeper leaderboard where you can see that Jeff Wilson is cheating in some way, shape, or form. Now, it's important to realize that while I may be 6 and 7 on sleeper, when you combine these picks, what I'm getting back ain't 1-1, baby. Your boy is up. Sam might be. Bobby might be. Jeff Wilson now is the new owner of Sleeper. He had enough equity to trade in to own the platform. That's our Sleeper leaderboard. Yes, Joe, now you may interrupt.
Friend of the program, Todd Archer from ESPN, has all the guarantees for all the undrafted free agents, which is, it's
The Syracuse
it is-
safety is the one who's going to make the team
it
based
is
on
what
his
it is.
money.
Him and Justin Barron, the linebacker from Syracuse, both got the same amount of guarantees, $234K.
Oh, they're making the team.
The one interesting note, Trayshawn Holden, Oregon wide receiver, a lot of people thought draftable guy, very talented. Maybe he can come in and compete for a roster spot. 0 guaranteed.
Nope, you're in trouble.
He got no guarantees. And I think one thing about him, what?
It's your guy. I'm listening.
He got 0 guarantees. And I think if you look at something that we talked to Trayshawn actually at the rookie minicamp, and one thing he talked about was, I've made some mistakes and I on the field, and the whole spitting thing he kind of acknowledged, and he's like, I've got to learn from this, and I'm hungry, and I'm ready to earn everything. Well, he's got no guarantee. So if he's going to make this team somehow, it's because he earned a spot.
You know what's interesting?
It better be interesting.
There was a day and time where you would say that stat, and you would say a guy like Holden, he has no guaranteed money. You think, dang, poor fella.
Yeah.
But we live in this NIL era.
Yeah.
He might have got a little bit.
He might have got a little bit.
He got some Nike money.
He might have got a little bit. So these guys are walking in there, man. Guys like Blue and
we joked with Jay and Blue. Someone joked him that you got a pay cut coming to the Cowboys.
Like, some of these guys, man, they are taking a pay cut to come into the league.
Some of them are.
For what they were making in with their NIL deals in college.
And Oregon is a pay program, so I mean they were paid before pay was paid.
I don't understand what you're saying.
This is such a joke.
They're a pay program.
This is such a
They're
joke.
a pay price. Oregon, Nike money.
So the
they're a
University
pay
of
program.
Texas
We're
guy is
talking
making
about
an
Oregon
accusation.
right now.
Okay.
We're talking about Oregon.
It's so
a pay
funny.
program.
It's so funny. Hold on, let me cook him. Let me cook
better
him
be
because
funny.
you belittle culture all the
It's a
time
pay
with the
program.
Cowboys.
They be paying
Hold
people.
on. You belittle culture all the time with the Cowboys. It's just a word, blah blah blah. But when it comes to recruiting at the University of Texas, it's not because of the money. It's because of the brotherhood that Steve Sarkisian has built.
That.
Oregon pays players.
Never said that.
Texas never pays
Never
players.
said that.
They have
it's
culture.
just the biggest brand in the state. That's why. Anyway,
You've cited culture specifically as the reason why Texas gets
I want to
players.
say something before you go.
Okay,
yes,
feel free.
I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm jaded. Okay?
Yeah, it's
I'm
true.
jaded by all the platitudes.
We can tell.
Because I've heard the platitudes.
That's fair.
Yeah, we know.
I'm jaded by the platitudes. And a buddy of mine, not a buddy,
And then
Twitter,
you spout them, but that's okay.
a Twitter follower said this: Shotty is Jason Garrett 2.0, but he's a cooler version.
He is.
Cooler is important.
Right.
Relatable
But
is important.
winning is most important. It don't matter.
Sure.
I don't care if you're the damn captain. Can you play?
No,
Okay.
I agree with you. Like
Okay.
everything, like with the takeaways from the mini camp, where a lot of it sounded.
It sounds
in my
good.
head,
It sounds
Oh,
great.
it sounds like they want RKGs, right? Kind of guy.
Right.
Which basically with Garrett became a slur.
Right.
But because you have a new coach,
Do the right thing.
now it's cool again.
Yeah.
Like
Do
now
the
we're
right-
gonna get the right kind of
No,
guy.
you're
Dude,
100% right.
And I use it in a speech. I was talking to kids one day. Jason said, do the right thing regardless of circumstance. Be your best regardless of circumstance. Yeah, you got beat. We got a new opportunity now. Be your best right now. Yeah, you had some stuff. So you can use. They sound good. They're great platitudes in life that you can use. But at the end of the day, as Shotty said himself, this is a results-oriented business. I'm going to be judged on wins and losses. I want to win the Super Bowl.
Me too.
You want to win the Super Bowl. That's all that matters. Captains don't matter. Culture don't matter. Leadership don't matter. Can some of that contribute to winning the Super Bowl? Possibly. But I know teams that hate each other that won.
It's also May
And
5th under a first-year head coach. We're going to take what we can and
Yes,
write about
no
that.
doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. But at the end of the day, you got to win.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, of course.
Yeah.
What
And
teams
happy
hate-
May
what
the
teams
4th
hated
be
each
with
other
you.
and
Yes.
won?
I mean, the Steelers, Terry Bradshaw and Chuck Noll hated each other. Quarterback won four titles under Chuck Noll.
That's quarterback and coach, but the culture in the locker room.
Okay,
You don't-
but
you
my
don't-
point is this.
No, my point is this.
My
point
as we always try to link a quarterback and a coach. We always try to link a quarterback and a coach.
Is that culture in the locker room is a really good factor
Is a
to
great-
have
And,
for those who go and win championships.
and my point is this.
because you do go a little bit further and a little bit harder and a little bit more. You care a little bit more
Okay.
when you care about the men that you're actually doing it with.
and that's fine. And I'm a results-oriented person as
That's why
well.
our show is great.
The Cowboys have had.
I don't care about any of you, Dan.
The Cowboys have had great culture. Okay, there was nothing wrong
No,
with
they
it.
did. They didn't
Okay.
have great culture last year. You just heard a man leave and go to Seattle, and the minute he touched foot in Seattle, the minute he touched the soil in Washington, he looks back and he goes, F y'all.
Sir, you're talking about one instance. I'm not talking about just
That's
one year.
one of the captains of your team,
he
a
was not
leader.
He was not a captain. I'm just talking about one year.
Metaphorically, he was one of the leaders on your football
I'm talking
team.
about in general.
Who in return was beefing with the best player on that side of the ball. So what ends up happening is you have Team Tank, right? You got guys who are going to go with Lawrence, and then you have guys who are going to sign with Micah Parsons.
Team Tank. I was
No,
thinking
not
totally
Team
different.
Tank.
That's Team Tank.
No, not
No,
that Team
what I'm
Tank.
saying is,
No,
over the
what
course
I'm
of the last
saying-
few
what
years,
I'm
you're talking about
saying
1
is-
year. I'm
No,
talking about they've had
thought
great.
that just started brewing?
No.
That's been brewing for a while.
Okay. Let me back up. You're right. Let me back up.
That's
You're
it.
right.
Put
You're
a
right.
period on that. Go to the next segment.
Let me back up real
Let's
quick.
go to-
The Cowboys have lauded their culture, publicly lauded their culture,
And privately it's been trash.
Okay, but that we don't know if it's going to be privately or publicly now. My point is they publicly lauded their culture. They talked about the brotherhood that's come out of their mouth. It meant nothing in the playoffs. And right now they're publicly lauding culture. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, we're going to judge them on wins and losses.
When you say the Cowboys lauded the coach,
Yes, we're talking about the coach.
It was the coach.
No, we talked about the player. No,
It was the coach.
No,
It was the coach.
Okay, first of all, and I love D-Law. The Hot Boys. He was the leader of the Hot Boys. And he brought everybody into the Hot Boys.
Building camaraderie. He should have let Sean Lee
That
in.
was culture, okay? He's bringing guys that only make plays into the Hot Boys, okay? Because we all together, we all one, okay?
I was very uncomfortable that
Okay.
Jalen Smith got in and Sean Lee, I feel like, wasn't
All
allowed.
of that, okay? They didn't win nothing. But we talked to them, they
division.
bonded, we tight, we the Hot Boys. I'm saying they're going to be that way. And they've talked about leaders and captains and all that before. So we're trying to get the right, they've always tried to do that. At the end of the day, they haven't had enough talent. They haven't had enough players that showed up when it mattered most. They haven't had enough dogs.
Mike stabbed a guy with scissors,
And he won time.
and then they won the Super
And they
Bowl.
won time. They haven't had enough dogs.
Allegedly.
At the end of the day,
Did I say that?
that matters more. Get some players. Micah, D-Law, whatever. They didn't fight. Mike had no help. D-Law was hurt. Their problem last year was not culture. They did not have players. They couldn't stop the damn run. It wasn't because of culture. They couldn't get to the quarterback without Micah. It wasn't because of culture, because they didn't have enough high-end players.
Well, good news. The 3 guys they drafted up front are high-end guys with culture.
We don't know that.
We
don't know that. Let's let them play.
Bro,
We got
We
three
thought
guys-
we just
Micah
wanna disagree
was.
with
no matter what.
guys. No matter what.
You just want to disagree with it.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't.
Clarence,
I'm
today's
just
a
saying
good
we
day.
don't
Today's
know.
the
You
Monday.
freaking energy drink, I'm telling you.
Today's Monday.
Jeff, I'm gonna talk to you. Do we know that they high end talent guys?
From a talent
Wait,
perspective,
I mean,
what,
all we
in
know
the
is
draft?
all we know is what we think
I know,
of them
but-
as
but-
prospects, and the
they're
answer to me would be
prospects,
yes.
But we don't know the next level players.
That's
in the
correct.
NFL.
but that's who they got in their player acquisition
I
period.
agree. All I'm saying is, until you show it on the field, we don't know. Is that crazy?
Good news, Clarence.
Mozzie-
We're 4 months away from the start of the season.
Exactly. So we're talking about it all.
We got-
at some point, I heard them talk about Mozzie being a high end talent. Whether Jeff believed it or not, they talked about it. He gonna stop it.
gotta
They
trust me.
drafted
Trust
him to
me.
stop to a
I got you.
first round pick.
I'll let you know.
Okay, they consider that a high end talent. Whether you think he was worth round,
You got
he
no
was
time
gonna
for
go in
my
the second round
retrospective.
regardless. He has not made a play.
Yes.
And so until he makes a play, we don't know that they're high end.
Well, do you know how? I mean, do you know how the draft works though? I mean, you say like, "Hey, in the moment, this is
like
what the
that.
high end talent guy is," and then a year from now, you're like, "Oh, it didn't develop, and here's why." Why did Mozzie Smith not
Our
develop?
whole conversation was about production in the playoffs. So what I'm saying today, Micah had nobody helping him. So whether you think they're high end, until they show it and do it, we don't damn know. That's all I'm saying. My whole point was not about potential. It's about what have you done? Who do you have? Are there any Pro Bowl next level players in the front seven? No. Outside of Micah.
No.
Okay, until you get those guys, and my boy from Texas is hurt, and D-Law been hurt, until you get those guys who are next level Pro Bowl type performers, you don't have it. I'm not talking about potential. I'm not talking about projection. I'm talking about what has held them back. It wasn't culture. It's
A lot of things
they have
hold
not
them back.
exactly.
Carson.
But the main thing that's held them back is they have not had a lot of players
Dak.
making damn plays when it mattered most. That's all I'm saying. And we don't know that these guys will.
We don't.
That's all I'm saying.
But that's why on May 5th we're talking about their potential. That's the reason why we talk about their
But
potential.
this was my
It's the reason we're talking about culture right now.
This was my initial rant about you haven't done it. And
sure.
they had nobody do it. So I wasn't talking about potential. I was talking about what we know that has happened and has held the team back. That's all I was saying.
Eagle's a panther with wings like an eagle.
I love Don Lee.
Who?
It's the Rangers' new mascot.
Ezeiruaku.
Kind of.
Oh, Ezra.
Okay? I want bro to make it. Are y'all having private conversations?
What?
Oh, y'all having private conversations?
Oh yeah, we're talking about
You
the
got to
Eagles.
get your retrospective.
talking
Yeah, we'll
about-
get to that. We'll get to that next segment.
We're talking about the Eagles.
We'll get to the next segment.
Am
Next
I
segment.
wrong here?
Yes, you are.
I'm wrong?
Yes.
To say they haven't done nothing yet? That's wrong.
Depends on the definition of wrong. You
Is
covered
that
a lot of
wrong,
ground in this
Jesse?
segment.
What
Is that wrong?
You've covered 17 things in this.
covered a
What
lot
part
of
do you want to
ground.
be right about? What part do you want to be wrong about?
Am I wrong that they ain't done nothing yet?
Okay.
Am I wrong that they don't have a lot of
Your
next
entire
level
beat
players?
reporting experience has been them not doing
And they,
something.
right. Am I wrong they don't have next level talent on defense?
Can I tell
To go
somebody
with
else?
Michael, to run with Michael.
I was really proud of Jesse while I was out on Friday with the mental health
He did
awareness
that thing.
And if you want to know what trauma looks like, that was it. That's a man with scars. That's 30 years of damage done to that
I
man
told y'all you're a victim.
from the Cowboys.
He's a victim.
Coming up next, I got some Recky Specky on the new Cowboys seating chart with Mike and Dak. It's next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
Some of you may be victims of sports fandom.
You could.
Some of you may be a victim of property tax raise. If you own a home, owning a home should be fun. It should be enjoyable. It should be about barbecues and invites and Sunday dinners and birthday parties. Home ownership should not be about how am I gonna afford living here because my property tax has shot through the roof. Well, do I have an answer for you? My friends over at Ownwell, OWNWELL, they fight for you. They go and they protest the high property raise. And listen, you don't have any money up front.
Nope.
They say, you tell us you sick the Ownwell dogs on those people.
Yep.
They go and fight for you. If they save you some money, you pay them on the back end. So head over to ownwell.com. Takes you about 3 to 5 minutes to get set up. Give them all your information and see if they can't save you a couple dollars.
Some of you might be a victim of addiction, like me.
My God, that got dark. That got dark.
I'm just telling. Look, nicotine is an addictive chemical. I was a tobacco user for a long, long time. I'd like to shout out my friends at Lucy. Nicotine pouches. That's what I'm talking about. 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free is what you got here. Step 1, place pouch under your lips. Step 2, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flavor. Step 3, keep in your mouth until effects fade. Step 4, toss your used pouches in the lid. Got a nice little place for you to dispose of it right there. Shout out to our friends at Lucy. If you are a pouch man, a nicotine pouch man, our friends at Lucy got all the different flavors. They also have their breakers, which have a little thing inside of it where you go, you get you a little extra flavor and hydration there. It's Lucy. It's the best. My favorite flavor might be the berry blend, even though I'm going wintergreen right now. I like them both. Lucy.co. Use the code DLLS to get 20% off. Nicotine's an addictive chemical, and this product does contain nicotine. All right, let's knock out some super chats, and now I got some Recky Specky on the new seating chart.
Hit
Dallas
that like
Cowboys,
button, man. 72 is unacceptable.
72 is not okay. We need to get 100 per show. It's our starting point. We like to get to 200 per show, though. D.
Yep.
Yep.
They did it.
Yep.
Good for them.
Phil Maffa with Jaden Blue. He's just trying to get me twice in one thing. And guess what? You ain't getting me either time.
But I kind of respect it.
Is it filled mouth of knees?
You don't try to read it.
I can't see it. It's small.
Because if you try
I
to
got
read
one
it,
contact in.
it will sound like you've said MFer.
Okay.
But thank you to D. Captain Thunder is here, which we think could be Jesse. I'm no Dan.
Yeah.
I'm a true fan.
He hates Dak.
I don't buy Dak PR selling. Greedy D isn't selfish. Fragile and failed quarterback. These four get fed from Greedy D. Take with grain of salt. I will say, Dak, if you're out there and you would like to pay me, you have no idea how good I will say you are. Because I just tell the honest truth, which is that you're quite good NFL quarterback. But if you want to pay me, I will put you in the Hall of Fame.
I'm not going to hold your clubs like Clarence, but you can pay me.
Yeah.
I'm not Todd Archer. I don't caddy for nobody.
I'll start saying, look, I don't see a Super Bowl ring on Josh
I don't
Allen.
caddy for nobody.
Lamar Jackson. I'd rather have Dak.
I will drink your drink.
Pay me. I'll say it. Nesto's in the super chat. We're going to ignore Jason Witten fighting Dez on the sideline. Culture hasn't always been great here.
He wasn't fighting Dez. He was trying to calm Dez down.
Okay.
That was in Detroit.
Okay.
This
so
has water in it, right? You can carry it.
Water in there.
He wasn't fighting him. Can we just do facts?
So
I was
that
there.
was good culture, or was that bad culture?
I'm
I
not
get
saying it
lost.
was good or bad, but he was not fighting Dez.
Formulas in the super chat. Hey, Clarence. How does anyone stand? Oh, damn. 10 packs of cigarettes a day. No, I love the Clarence voice.
we love Clarence.
Like, he earned. That's actually. Did you know that Crown can give you that nice rumble?
Raspy.
Get you that nice rasp. Sounds good as hell to me. Dro Nose is in the super check. Clarence be at 1-year-old birthday party is like, why are we celebrating him?
You know what?
He's not wrong.
Listen.
What the hell we celebrating
Listen.
him
He ain't done
for?
nothing.
He ain't done nothing.
What's he
Listen.
want?
Can't even walk.
Listen.
What are we doing here?
Listen, window into my soul and my family's soul. I was talking to my daughter last night, and she said, "You know how hard it is to please you." You know, I mean, she said, "I couldn't get a C." You know, I saw her. You know, my youngest.
And you've got like the most accomplished children in the history of the
yeah,
world.
yeah. And my youngest who's never gotten
P award winners.
my youngest who's never gotten a lower than an A in high school and all that stuff. And she said, I remember when my oldest daughter got a C and how you got on her, and I was scared to ever get a C. I said, it wasn't that she got a C, it was the work and the attitude that I got on her for. But they don't see that. All she got a C, and she got on never getting a C, and then she was like, you know how hard it is to please you? That's not. I said, I'm your biggest fan.
You can't.
I am your biggest. I was at every meet, every day.
But then you get in feelings.
I know. Then you get in the car and you say, well, you didn't point your toes. I said, I'm just trying to talk to you about your game. Because he's
time and face for everything.
You're going to want to validate their feelings.
Time and face for everything.
I did. She knows I love
being there is fine. That's
Listen,
great.
I'm showing you the text you sent me this
Now
morning.
the next step.
Trauma.
Dad. I said, I will never steer you wrong. She said, I know that, Dad.
They changed lockers. Shoddy changed some lockers on the Cowboys. Okay.
Shoddy did. Yeah.
Culture.
I'm going to preface this with this is going to be some
Leadership.
some methy
Methy Jeffy.
methy Jeffy.
Methy Recky Specky.
Well, first of all, before you go there,
Well, I swear to God.
God.
can you have Jeff? Can you?
That man,
No.
The man been trying to get to this point.
No, I know that, but
for a
I got
second
something
and a
for
half.
you. No.
He been trying to get to
I got
this
one.
point.
No.
Third try.
The one thing that he wanted to talk about
No,
today,
but real quick, with all due respect, and I love you.
there's no respect in this
No,
situation.
respect.
Third
I
segment.
want Joe to explain
Okay.
Shoddy and why he did it,
Yeah.
because he had a great quote on it. That's all I'm saying. It was a great quote on it.
Yeah.
How the players have no choice, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then you can get your specky. That's all I'm saying.
No, yeah, Joe. I would appreciate the insight that you could offer because you were out there
Yeah, that's all. That's
doing
all
the
I'm
legwork
saying.
that Clarence done.
I was there too.
He was there for this.
I was
He
there.
actually asked the follow-up question
I
on
was
this, which
there,
was
but
good.
that's
Oh,
fine.
head coach. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, Schottenheimer.
He only played the hits.
Schottenheimer
If
was
an
asked.
assistant would have been there,
No.
he wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, Schottenheimer said, hey, it's a new year, and I want to do this every single year. I want to move things around. He said that players didn't have any feedback on it. What they did was they walked in day one. They sat at the regular spots, and he's like, all right, get up. And he moved them over to their new spots, and that's how he kind of showed where Micah would be standing next to, right next to Dak Prescott. And then you asked the follow-up question, why would you do that? He's like, two of our best players on our team. We want to kind of challenge each other and push each other, and I think that'll be good for him.
All right. Now here's my Meffy Jeffy.
TC, turn his mic off until Jeff gets this out.
So first of all, we know that they listen.
Yes.
And so I would like to start this with all due respect.
With all due respect.
And this is just reckless speculation. Any individual who feels like this is negative in relation to them, just keep in mind it's more of a theory than fact. Because I saw also, you guys can confirm or deny, I don't know their locker room setup from a year ago. But the way I understand it is CD used to be next to Dak or close to Dak.
Close to him. Yeah, him and Jalen Brooks.
And no longer is. Like he's been moved away and Mike has been moved in.
Yep.
Okay. Y'all remember last year when everything was hurting on CD and then the Cowboys were like, the good news is he can't hurt it any further. And then he kept going out there with his busted shoulder and he showed a lot of toughness and leadership. And we all, not necessarily a 180, but like you're a wide receiver in the league. There is a certain way people think about you.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Diva, feed me.
Right.
Yeah.
Things aren't going well. I'll be happy to not play. I'm hurt anyway. That would be great. And he did the exact opposite. And I feel like that did a lot for his image.
Yeah.
Is like now it's like, damn, I didn't even want you out there. I wanted to tank. But you were like, I'm going out there. Like, he did a lot for his image. The Recky Specky for me would be he graduated from needing to be next to the leader And now the young guy who might be viewed in that vein a little bit is next to the leader.
It's like when you were in like elementary school or middle school, you had to sit, your desk was right next to the teacher's desk
Mine was, yeah.
because they needed just a little bit more attention.
Like we want Micah to be the leader of this defense.
Okay.
And to learn that, we're going to put him next to the leader. Now, don't get me wrong. Captain Thunder, you can't lead, you suck, you're not good, suck. Suck and not good, can't lead. Like even if you think that Dak is an average quarterback or whatever, you're not going to find real humans who have ever interacted with him or have anything to do with his life or this football team who aren't going to say that dude sets a great example, work ethic, et cetera, leadership, interpersonal skills, blah, 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 blah. I don't think it's necessarily here's Micah, the new leader of the defense, next to the leader of the offense or the leader of the team. I think maybe it's CD, you don't need it anymore. You've graduated.
Yeah.
Micah, go ahead, sit down.
You know what? I like
Not a
that.
bad theory.
I like that, Recchi. I like that because sitting next to someone in the locker, you do tend to kind of just converse. It fosters conversation. And so if Micah is having an issue with someone or about something, sitting right next to Dak,
Come on, tell me about it, buddy. I got you.
He might be like, man, and then Dak be like, hey, listen,
Hey.
listen, maybe you should try this. You know what I mean? Like
Stress ball.
Yeah. You know what? I like the Recchi. I don't think that's too far off the Recchi.
I got a question. Is the Recchi more about Dak or is it more about CD?
I think
Is the Recchi more about Micah?
I would say it's more about Micah.
So I thought your initial Recchi was about CD graduating and being a leader, and now he's going to be the leader and help Diggs. So I'm trying to figure out that's where I thought you were going because we understood we know that Dak is helping Micah. So I thought you was Recchiing about CD graduating and now he's going to help Diggs. That's what I thought.
No, but I like that too.
Yeah, so that's what I thought you were going.
You can add that into the Recchi.
Yeah,
like Trayvon needs the new leader who has figured it all out.
No doubt that they want Dak next to Micah. Dak knows how to be a leader. He does the right thing. He's there all the time. He tried to talk to Micah about being a leader and all this other stuff. And so Micah wants to be a leader, sit next to Dak. So I think there's no question about that. But I think the other part is Diggs, who doesn't talk to the media, rarely.
Well, he does sometimes.
D's nuts.
Rarely talks to the media, except with these nuts when he was very engaging. That's what's so crazy to me as a media person. Because when Diggs has talked, going back to his rookie year and the stuff with his son, he's good. He's somebody you want to listen to. But outside of a few instances, he does not make himself available. And he just like, it's a chore and he tries not to say anything. But when he does talk, he can be funny. He can be open. He can, offer some, like when he first talked about when Gilmore came and how Gilmore helped him and stuff like that. It's not a bad thing to talk to the media. And we're not, I think when I'm trying to get there, this thing is not.
Why is your arm?
Okay, this thing is, it's okay. I'm trying to make it happen.
You're working it.
I was trying.
You're doing great.
But I'm just saying that when no one's rooted against Gilmore. He has no reason to hate the media. From his rookie year, Diggs. Diggs, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Diggs, from his rookie year, coming to second round pick and having promise and then having a big year. I remember comparing him to, Deion Sanders. You can't compare him to Deion Sanders, because Deion this and all this other stuff. But the media, by and large, have been very supportive of what he's done. And so I don't know why he doesn't talk to me or doesn't try to. But, him being next to CD, I think, is good. But the problem here is that we know this is last year, right?
That's my guess. I mean, if he plays great football,
well,
if he plays great football, he's a very affordable, good player.
Right.
Like the contract he signed didn't set the market. The market keeps going up. If Diggs comes back from injury and plays really, really well, then I don't think there's any reason to move on from him. And honestly, then it just gets very complicated because it's like maybe we don't pay Bland if we think the Rebels coming. Like it figured all out.
But he coming off injury, can you invest him? If you could save money and use his money to play Bland, and then Revel comes on and be the player. It's a big
right.
That's what people. It's a business. You got to follow the money. He could have a good year, but we know his best year won't be until the following year because he's coming off major knee surgery. He won't be great this year.
Jeff, I like your Recchi Specky.
Thank you. Because it's an accidental or slightly negative towards Micah. Like if your belief is that Micah is already this incredible leader, like my theory would be no. but they want him to be, and they want him to learn it from the guy who's sitting next to him.
Yeah, and I think it's not even that bad to think about Micah, frankly, because the way I read it into is like they believe that he has the potential to be a leader. He's shown, high energy guy when he's on the field. I think that this is a guy that they're like, hey, we like the potential to be a leader, but here's how you go to Dak Prescott's finishing school for leadership and then see what happens there.
Yeah. Dak's like, you could go look at, I'm going to try to remember him off the top of my head. Like his college degrees are like literally I was studying to lead your locker room. It's
organizational leadership. Yeah.
It's like 2 degrees and it's both like psychology and whatever.
He has a master's because he stayed 5-6 years.
I also do have a 5 or 6. He only played 4, didn't he?
Sir,
might have had a red shirt.
He graduated early, then he stayed because he wasn't going to be a high pick. And so he got that master's.
Why are you going to tear down Dak in the middle of the?
Just being real. Can we be? But y'all say carry Dak's water, right? Being real.
Captain Thunder came back with another super chat, accused you of carrying his water, which is weird because I think I'm more Dak positive than anyone, and I don't have his number. I don't want it either. We'll knock out the rest of your super chats. By the way, I think I can tell you why Diggs doesn't want to interact with the media, despite the fact that the media hasn't been mean to him. I think I can tell you. Plus, the rest of the topics that I had lined up that I don't remember what they are, but they're written down on this piece of paper. It's all next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. It's also not paper. It's typed into my doc here, which isn't a doc. It's the Notepad app. It's not even a doc. Sign up to be a diehard, baby. You enjoying the Stars run? What a time. What a time. Shout out to everybody who was part of that the post-game party.
Yeah.
When the Stars took down the Avs. And they should be, I hadn't looked it up, but based on the way the odds were before that series started, they should be the favorites to win the Stanley Cup.
Stars had over 1,100 live viewers.
Let's go.
Started off with a $250 super chat, too.
Did they?
$250?
$250 out the gate. Dang. People love winning stuff, and they've been drinking. No, here, have some money.
And that fandom, that fan base is small, but it's tight.
Yeah. Our Discord.
They're rabid.
Our Discord channel is tight.
That Stars fan base is rabid.
I think they're kind of Dallas's team.
And you know what? You could join the Discord if you became a diehard today.
If you did, alldlls.com/diehard or the QR code on your screen if you're watching on YouTube, you sign up to be a diehard and you get subscribed in that way. You can get a free t-shirt from the merch store. You might want to choose one of the Stars one, maybe the Ben with the was it 400 goal. Don't get me going on hockey stats. But you get something from the merch store immediately. Free t-shirt when you sign up to be a diehard. You get access to the Discord where during a game it's wild to be in the one for whichever team is going on. But you can also get in there and talk about movies, TV, Pokemon, whatever. We're jamming in the Discord. And you get access to everything that you could possibly want for all of your local teams. So if you're a Stars fan, a Rangers fan, a Cowboys fan, a Mavs fan, there's still some Mavs fans, I think. I mean, the Lakers lost.
Fake show dead.
Lakers lost. So like Mavs fans can come back.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for Nico to just come walking out somewhere like Bane and Batman or something, just stand up at a podium like, yes, and people are like, wait, but y'all didn't even make it.
On ceremony?
Yeah. He's got to stand up there with his microphone. Come on, y'all. Ceremony? What now? But anyway, sign up to be a diehard, alldlls.com/diehard, and support your favorite broadcasters. Thanks. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We'll knock out these super chats. Please hit the like button if you're here. Make sure that you're subscribed. Let me see which ones have I not gotten to yet. I think just
Carrie's.
Just Carrie, just Freak Jesus. That's right, Jeff. Dak isn't a leader and needs to learn from Micah, a true-born leader.
That's a good Recky Specky. That's a good Recky Specky.
I like that.
I like that down.
Dak needs to learn to lead.
Yeah.
And we're going to get Mike over to teach him.
What a twist.
Yeah.
What a twist.
Now Dak going to be on a podcast. Boy, you going to learn from Micah.
What if it's Dak is going to get better at his job by Micah being next to him? Because Micah's so good at his.
The Dak
and they're going to trade.
The Dak podcast.
Tyler Book was asked if he was going to get a podcast. He was just, no.
I'm sure he's like, yeah, maybe later.
Yeah.
No, he's just, no.
And that sucks because you're being set up anyway. Because even if you say no, you have to be like, hold on, let me think through the whole question. The answer is no, I'm not going to do a podcast. I feel like I need to focus on football. However, by saying that, I do not mean that anyone who has a podcast is not focusing on football. I think they're doing a great job too, and we're all human and can do whatever we want, but I'm going to try my best.
It's a gotcha question. I called him out, and 105. We weren't. Yes, you're gotcha. Why would you ask a rookie first round pick if he's doing a podcast?
Who was it, Clarence? Who did it?
I don't know. I don't care.
Oh,
but it was somebody 105 people, the fan. But why would you ask him that after the draft?
Station.
Okay, because because your agenda against Micah already.
What up, Tim Collins?
Why would you do that? You know, because you have an agenda.
Unblock
It's
me.
nasty work. It was a gotcha question.
But you mentioned Diggs and how he doesn't talk to the media and
doesn't make himself available. Don't come in the locker room.
And I do think that is, I think anyway, that it's easily explained, in that media by and large hasn't been unfair to Trayvon Diggs.
No.
However, we live in the world with the internet now, and if you're online a ton. Like, who doesn't see the things that somebody says that are bad about them? So Trayvon Diggs is going to see the things that are bad about him. Now, we've already seen it, and if I talk, I'm going to end up addressing the criticisms that I see, even if they're not coming from the media, and this could be a positive for me. However, we just live in 2025, where the fact that you are doing this all of the time just poisons your mindset, your brain, your ability to interact, and so it just puts you in the wrong place to be able to approach that from a decent place and let the media be what it can be for you if you let it serve you. It's just like us with Twitter, Instagram, whatever. What it can be if we let it serve us, Facebook, is great. What it ends up being is poison.
But like I tell Micah, when he talked about, because what Shannon said, I'm not talking to none of the media because of what the national show says.
Shannon needs to work some stuff out.
Because of what Stephen A. said, or Skip, I'm not talking to none of the media. I'm going to punish the local media for what these national guys said. You can't punish the local media because of what a Yahoo said on the internet in his mama's basement.
Right.
Okay?
But that's what happens.
What's also true is what'll make you laugh and make you cry. The media loves Diggs' son.
Oh, God. He's the cutest thing ever.
The fans love him because of the media attention. His son is like, and he got other kids, okay? But this one son is gotten a lot of media attention. He's a cute kid, and they've lauded his son.
That kid should have a YouTube channel right now. You'd be making money forever.
But it's also because of the media.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm saying.
I did want to get into one other thing. I was going to tease it as how many careers did Jesse ruin over the weekend? But I guess you could spin it the exact opposite way. Like, how many people's lives just got enriched by Jesse? Because Jesse is former Cowboy player. And for how many years has been a part of basically the rookies when they come in, the integration or the whatever
player
you call
development.
It. And so you visited with this rookie class, and I just wanted to tee you up with any takeaways. It's weird because you don't want to ask, like, what is your impression of? Because if you're whatever, just what is that experience like with the rookie class, and what are, in theory or hopefully, they taking from that, et cetera, et cetera?
First impression of meeting these young men in an off-the-field setting. There's no cameras around. So you kind of get more of I'm not taking a shot at Joe. This is not an interview type of process, right? It's the moment where
it's more raw.
We walk into a room and it's the fraternity. Right. And so they're much more relaxed. And I was impressed with this group. I must say, I've been doing this for 7 years. And you can tell the guys who are engaged, who want to hear about some of the things that happen in life, the pitfalls, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Who is the worst one that you think's going to get cut? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, you stop that. You stop. No, Jesse, don't you do it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jesse.
My fault.
I was fighting the urge to say something that would have made some people mad over the way. But no, man, this was and I'm not carrying the water. This was a really good group. This was an engaging group. Guys were interested. They stayed after myself and Josh Brent. If you know Josh Brent's story, he was one that really, really resonated, with the era of these guys and the thing that they, want to get involved in. And so they stayed after and wanted to converse and ask questions and be more in depth to the things that I was talking about. And my whole message a lot of times is a 3-part message. It's opening up, saying, congratulations, you made it. All the hard work that you put in, but here's where the real work really starts. This is, let them know this is a business. They'll say family, but don't forget your last name is not Jones.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not saying that the Joneses won't take care of you, because I've been taken care of for a long time by the Jones family. But make no mistake about it, this is not your family. This is a business. You give a service, they pay for it. You don't do a good service, they will no longer pay for it. And that's the way that it goes. He wants to have 53 of me. and he cut the one that he had.
Yeah, on the day he cut you.
That's a wild quote, dude.
And then I kind of talked to him about the media, what to expect from the media. I told all of them. I always ask the same
Tell him
question.
go to Joe.
Tell
him go to Joe.
Go to Joe.
Don't
go to Joe.
mess with-
Don't go to the
Clarence
old
put his
guy.
mic behind him for the rest of the show.
Well, that's good. No, that's good. That's good. That's good. Finally, I got it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But I told him about the media. I said, listen, you're getting ready to get an influx of followers. You're a Dallas Cowboy now. I said, everything that you tweet, everything that you Twitch, everything that you YouTube, everything that you Instagram, we are watching.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if you covered and follow sports at any point in time in your life, you play for the most recognizable franchise in all of sports. It's going in the A block. We are looking for stories, and we'll share the good ones, but the bad ones run better.
Yeah.
They get more clicks. They get more. I said, so save yourself the trouble. Understand every time you put something on the internet, and I always ask the guys, and I get the same response for 7 straight years. I ask them, raise your hand if you're a snitch. I look around the room, and I say, raise your hand if you're a snitch. And of course, no one ever raises their hands. And I said, cool, I'm glad none of you raised your hands. Because every time you pick up one of these and you hit live, you're now becoming either a dry snitch or snitching on yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you start doing this and all of a sudden we realize, is that Dak in the background with a drink in his hand?
Yeah.
Is that so-and-so at the club with y'all standing on the couch? We're looking.
Yeah.
Also, I said, you also self-snitch. Because when you start doing this and you showing everybody that you got the new AP and the new Rollie and all that kind of stuff, I know where you're going to be at every single Sunday for 3 hours. Every single Sunday. You're showing me now in surplus of what you have. So you may not consider it snitching, but you're snitching. You're letting us know exactly what you have. You show me your crib. You show me what part of town you live in. People can piece things together. So I talked to him about that. I talked to him about, if you do something wrong in Dallas-Fort Worth, we're going to find out about it.
So I want you to remember.
I thought you put your mic away.
I thought you were done.
He brought it
No.
back. He brought it
I thought
back.
you put your mic
I
away.
thought you was done.
No, I'm not done.
He's got one more part.
He said, no, I'm not done.
He's got one more part.
No, I'm not done.
No, I'm not. Thank you.
Remember, we got 2
Um,
super chats.
Yeah, I got you. I know. I'm watching the clock.
I got you.
And so I talked about, just the media and all that comes with that. And then but my final one was about, I called it being Tinder D's. Tinder D's.
Tender.
This a coach of mine told me this long time ago. Shout out to Coach Tommy Thickpen. I was in an elevator, me and my roommate.
You call him Thiggy?
No. I tried to call him Thickpen. I tried to call him
Pigpen.
I would have called him Thiggy.
No, I tried to one day, and he told me we don't drink beers together.
Okay.
You'll call me Coach,
Oh,
or you'll call me Mr. Thickpen.
yes, sir.
Yeah, and I said yes, sir.
Pigpen.
But Coach Thickpen told me we were in elevator, me and my roommate, we were talking about some girl stuff. And he looked at me and we got to the floor and he said, "You ain't that cute, and that ain't her first time." And that was my message to those guys. You just got to this city. This city is a well-populated city by many, many, many pro athletes,
Many.
both current and former,
And others who live here.
and others who live here,
Be more original with who you hang out with. Y'all
who-
repeating.
who have more money than you, who look better than you, who got more game than you. So you might want to check in your locker room before you go fall in love with a young lady.
There you go.
And and trust me, the first thing she done to you, she just ain't figured that thing out with you. So, and be careful with that too. Everybody can't come to your crib. Everybody can't be in your space. Everybody don't love you. And I said, I've seen it all. I said, especially you Trench guys. Some of y'all ugly, some of y'all
Yeah.
big.
True.
Some of y'all don't get told that you're cute all the time.
Yeah.
When that little pretty thing tell you you're cute, he ain't really you cute. It's the money that you make is cute. So that's kind of thing that I talked about. I couldn't get, I got real raw with him, but I just couldn't say that here. But yeah, it's good times.
Tell me sign an NDA. Get an NDA. NDA.
I think Jerry tells him that part. He
Tell
has the
me-
most
tell me-
experience.
You do Chris Carter. Tell him to get a fall guy.
Ratios in the super chat. Can you make the Shamar James trade up make sense? I mean, they had lots of needs, and I would imagine anytime that you trade up on day 3 of the draft, it means that you had a round grade higher on the guy, and you wanted to do what you had to do to go get him, and you didn't have anybody else near that ranking on your board, so you were like, let's go get that guy.
They like him.
Jason's in the super chat. Sorry, Chill, after your failed declaration that the Cowboys wouldn't draft a guard in the first round. I won't believe Trayvon Diggs is gone next season until I see it.
Fair point.
Put some glasses on, baby.
It's a fair point.
Put your glasses on.
Fair point.
They drafted replacement.
Fair point.
He's coming off injury.
Fair point.
The guarantee is out of his contract.
It's a fair
Connect
point.
the dots.
Dude,
That's
it's a
all
fair
I was
point.
trying to do before the draft. I was wrong.
The day that he said that
I was wrong.
off mic before the show, I said, Clarence, I'm making you say that on the air because there is nothing worse in draft season than declarative statements, and I want you to say that so bad.
I was wrong.
You're right.
Ultimately, they tried to draft a receiver. Ultimately, they tried to darn it to trade out. They couldn't get the trade they wanted. They took the guard. I was wrong.
Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contention.
We all silly like the mayor.